Toronto's embattled Mayor Rob Ford has now spent more than 48 hours in a rehabilitation facility. He checked himself in after the emergence of a second alleged crack smoking video scandal and 6 months before a mayoral election. The recovery process for all addicts can be long and complicated. Addiction specialist Karen Seward is president of Cira Medical Services, a national provider of medical assessments and health services. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Rob Ford has been in rehab for a few days now. What is the focus of the first days of counseling for any patient?
For any patient, we'll start with an assessment and an orientation. So basically getting oriented to the facility, getting an assessment, understanding what the real issues are, and then begins the detox program.
Okay, how long are those programs usually?
It depends on the issue, right? For some people, they're tackling multiple issues. It could be alcohol, drugs. It depends on the type of drug. It depends on the mental health. So really, there is no hard and fast rule about the length of time.
So he could be there anywhere from, what, 30 days to what?
Typical programs are 30 days, but there are people who are there months. It usually doesn't go beyond 6 months, but it depends on really the severity of the addiction.
Okay, so what would happen on day 5? What would happen on day number 25?
Well, it all begins, as I said, with the detox, and that can last anywhere from 1 week up to a couple of weeks. From the detox phase goes into the actual, what we call the rehabilitation phase, which is basically where someone actually is faced with the group therapy, the individual therapy, and the family therapy. And that's really where you start to come to terms to understand the triggers, understand what caused you, understand how to cope with it. And really, it's an exploratory through cognitive therapy where people actually start to understand the triggers and how to overcome them.
Would this be something that he'd be doing one-on-one with a counselor, or is this a room full of people talking about their problems?
You know, it's both. It is the individual, because everybody has different issues as to what got them there. And everybody has challenges around how they're going to deal with it when they come out. And the group therapy really allows the group together to work together on the issues. And then, as I think the most important one, which we don't know if he's going to be experiencing, is the family therapy, because I think the misnomer for people is this 30 days is the recovery period, and the 30 days is just the beginning. The 30 days is the understanding. The diagnosis going into the facility is the biggest issue. Understanding those things most people go into these treatments sometimes where they don't have a diagnosis. And a lot of the time is spent in those first couple of weeks understanding the diagnosis.
Such a personal challenge and high stakes. Karen Seward from Cira Medical Services, thank you very much.
Thanks.